Before we talk about Crystal Fighters and the new album Cave Rave, I'm just wondering, how do you recall your first meeting?
Us two?
Yeah?
I don't actually.
I don't.
Sadly.
We were like 8 years old, I think,
Yeah?
when we first met. But I recall my first meeting with Graham, the guitarist, in 2007 in Edinburgh. That's where we first met, and then I convinced him to come and move to London and just start a musical group together.
Okay, but how come you were friends?
We were at school together.
Oh, school together, okay.
Probably met across the playground somewhere. Just
Okay.
Some sort of skateboard or rollerblade involved.
So you were 8 years old, and how did your friendship evolve over the years?
it's tough to say that
Tough
age.
to say, yeah.
I think music was involved though, and probably sport was first involved, then music.
Yeah.
And then we were playing in bands when we were in our teens, together and separately.
Were there any good bands?
Nope. Or what do you think?
None of the bands had names. Very odd. Just nothing.
Yeah.
Well, you have a new album out now, Cave Rave. The first album is called Star of Love. How do you look back on that album?
It was really fun to make and fun to play to people, and it's been really enjoyable, the journey it's taken us on around the world and with lots of people.
For sure, it was produced in a very different way to this new album. We made it all ourselves pretty much in the warehouse we were living in together, and it was very much like DIY, learning about the techniques involved in recording, just sort of improvising a lot. And this one, very different, done in America, written in the Basque Country. Bits of it were done in the same warehouse in London, but different approach, much more acoustic instruments to begin with, and it was just very, very different. And hopefully, if we can do all our albums in such a different way, it'll keep things interesting.
But the songwriting on the first album, how do you look back on that?
I look back at that as we've learned a lot since then, and on the first album it was kind of less about it was less about the songwriting, it was more about the tracks. It was all about individual tracks and individual track ideas, whereas with the second album it's way more about the songs. We wrote all the songs first and then went to record and produce them all in one go, whereas with the first album there was an idea here, an idea there, and it was about creating exciting individual tracks, whereas this time we really went for the piece, for the whole album, to try.
Why?
Well, because the first album was so here and there and different ideas in different places, and people who like one song on the first album might not like the rest of the album, whereas and also we really enjoy the acoustic, folk, traditional Basque music, but we also enjoy the electronic music. On the first album they were mixed but not really together. One track was more electronic, one track was more, whereas this time we really were able to combine our influences across the whole album and meld these different ideas we had much more seamlessly and much smoother, to create something that sounds much grander and much bigger, and at the core of it are much better songs, we think, on this album. And because this time the songs were the important thing, learning how to just play them on a guitar and having that be strong enough, whereas with the first album it was more about, okay, what's a cool track, how do we make a cool 3 minutes something to listen to. And we did that this time as well, but once the song's really good, once we're happy with the song, then the rest kind of falls into place much easier, and then we can have more fun with adding ideas, and we think hopefully it sounds much bigger and much grander and a bit more thoughtful, and hopefully you like it more.
Just to wait and see. In what cave did you write the songs in Basque Country?
Which cave?
Yeah.
We didn't actually go to a cave to write any of the songs.
However,
Shocking,
they've been
yeah.
having cave raves in the Basque Country for thousands of years in a place called Segura Mundi, and we're actually going to be throwing a party in a cave in the Basque Country this August. So come along if you can. It's going to be wild.
Well, it was a bad joke, but where is your who was the first to fall in love with Basque culture, the two of you?
I think both at the same time, really.
Yeah.
It's when Laura showed us
Yeah.
her writings. I know Sebastian was a fan of European music from the 80s and 90s for sure.
Yeah.
But it was mainly like when we were showing the Basque culture and like investigated it further, it's like extremely interesting to...
Why?
Why? Because I guess it's the unknown at the time. It was like so mysterious, and these instruments we'd never heard of or seen, this culture we knew a little bit about but had never really investigated, and to realize that there was a culture and a tradition so rich sitting there the whole time, part of the fabric of European culture that we hadn't really discovered yet, you know? So, and it was like also creatively, you know, we like different things, so does Graham, you know, musically. And this was something that we could all come together on and agree, like, oh, we're really interested in this, like, this excites us musically, like, let's...
Yeah, it was also unusual as well, you know, like a lot of people write music just for the sake of it and because they know how to play the guitar or something, or they have a computer program, but it gave us like a sense of purpose about making music, for sure.
Sense of purpose, meaning?
Well, there's like there was a story, you know, a real man gave us, or we were shown this book, and it already related to what we were interested in, you know, musically, music from less obvious sources, you know, and also gave us like a framework to work within, you know, these instruments and this style of lyricism and things like that, you know.
I guess we sort of pulled off as well from the culture lots of like emotions of like, you know, pride, intensity, mystery, and that was something that, you know, we could put into the music, you know, that we could try and manifest that intensity and those feelings that we got from the region as well as the instruments. So it gave us something to be like, right, yeah, let's do that.